Flesh and Blood, a Word of Explanation. The title of this dish was conceived not to horrify or dismay, but to express the truth, so often hidden by the methods used in preparing foods and by labels they bear. We prefer to eschew the customary deception. Our goal is not to adorn, but to uncover the original. In a sense, we are striving to work backward, to take the processed, denatured foods found on the grocer's shelf and combine them in such a way as to approximate the taste of life that has been leached away. From plucked chicken, canned tomato sauce, bottled wine, and cultivated garlic, we have sought to fashion a dish which will allow the palate to remember that it tastes not the manufactured product of a sterile assembly line, but rather flesh and blood. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees, then clean up and cut up your little chickpea. Sprinkle the pieces with pepper and salt, and then powder of garlic, just a touch, then hot. Next on the fowl, red chilies and sage, then drops of Tabasco exquisitely aged. Some powder of chili goes next on the bird, and finally oregano, a spice most preferred. Then dredge in flour, dredge, every edge of the chicken dredge. On rather high heat, fry that white meat in butter and oil you preheat. Next comes the sauce, so divine, unique with a touch of salt brine. To prepare it is easy as pie, and it goes rather well with the thigh. Into a medium saucepan, empty a tomato sauce can. The water is next, and that's a pretext for the generous portion of wine. Into the bubbling, boiling stew, toss the bouillon and pickle brew. And then the pickle and onion and spice, and finally 3/4 cup of cooked rice. Into a baking dish that's deep, place the chicken so that it will steep in sauce, that sauce so divine that's there on the stove just biding its time. But before you pour on the miraculous brew, layer the fowl with cheese, onions too. And now the wait has endured long enough. It's time to pour on the bloody red stuff. Then bake in the oven for an hour, not more. And don't be surprised if it looks just like gore, for this is no meal of vegetable cud. This, my friend, is flesh and blood.